Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more of your daily gaming news with myself, Amata. Today is still the 3rd of September and I have yet more news for you concerning the PS4 as Sony's president and CEO Jim Ryan has told Edge that Sony's Gaikai cloud streaming service, while it is targeting an early-ish 2014 launch in North America, it has no projected launch window for EU due to issues of broadband in that region. And of course, the service is designed to eventually bring PS1, 2 and 3 games to the PS4, but has not yet been dated for a Europe release because there are, quote, bumps along the road that need to be ironed out. And he officially said, quote, the plan is to begin with North America next year, and the plan is to provide a streaming service that will allow for PS3 content initially to be streamed to firstly PS4, then PS Vita, and then PS3. And so that will happen in 2014 in North America initially. Now, and I touched upon these issues of broadband in Europe during the presentation. Europe is of course on the roadmap for that service to be deployed at some point in the future, but for reasons outside of our control, we don't yet have a timeline for it. And he added why he left Gaikai talks out of its Gamescom presentation in Germany. And he said, quote, at a show which is now pretty global in its reach but primarily aimed at a European audience, we didn't really want to start talking about the virtues of this great cloud-based service without knowing exactly when it will come to Europe. We've got a roadmap. There's just a few bumps along the road that need to be ironed out. So there you have it. We will not be seeing the Gaikai cloud streaming service in the EU anytime soon. By the sounds of it, of course, even North America won't be seeing the proper launch for this until 2014. And of course, we don't even have a set release date, just early-ish, which could mean anything. That could mean March or April. That would still be fairly early in the year. I doubt it'll be that late, but it technically could be because, well, we have no idea of when it's actually going to launch. Now, this is not exactly great for those of us in Europe, but I suppose it's not really that surprising, given that how good your internet is can rapidly fluctuate depending on not only what area of the EU you are actually in, but what area of the country you are in. For example, around here, we have 120 megabits per second Virgin Internet available. I personally don't have that, but my partner in crime, Crimson Rain, does. But some people just don't have that at all. They've got like paper internet that barely works just for browsing Facebook or whatever. And of course, some countries don't have fast internet available at all. It's a major problem, which is why, of course, there was such an outcry at the original plans for the Xbox One having to check in every 24 hours and all that good stuff, because in some countries the internet is just not there yet for whatever reason. And you could argue that, well, in some areas of the US, surely there's not going to be that great internet. And that's true, which makes it seem a little strange. Of course, US overall, I suppose, must have better internet, more reliable internet, otherwise they would not be doing this. Or perhaps there's some other reasons behind the delayed launch for Gaikai Cloud in Europe. I'm not really sure, but the rather unreliable internet in some areas of Europe and some areas of countries in Europe is kind of well documented. However, some areas of Europe, of course, have the best internet in the world, or one of the best internets in the world. So it must be kind of annoying for those people like, hey, I've got this awesome internet, why can't I use it just because I happen to live in X country? So it's kind of irritating, but not really a huge deal at the end of the day because, well, it's not been scrapped. It's just we don't know when we're going to get it. Which is annoying, but not the end of the world, as I said. So hopefully they'll figure out whatever bumps need to be ironed and all that good stuff, and we'll be seeing the cloud fairly soon. Of course, obviously it's not even out in America till early 2014, so roughly when do you think we might expect it? To be honest, I have no clue. I would hope it would come out in 2014 still, and I would imagine it will. It shouldn't take more than that to iron out whatever issues there are with getting the Gaikai working to a reliable level here in the EU. But it could be the end of the 2014 or not until, say, like sort of the late middle-ish period, like I'd say August, for example. You know, we don't even know when it's actually out in North America, just early-ish. So let's say it comes out in February there. That means, you know, we probably won't be seeing it for at least a few months here in Europe while they iron out the problems and obviously deal with the initial problems in the US launch, because any launch of any new service like that, especially one that is reliant on the internet, is going to come across problems. It's just the way of the world, unfortunately. So I guess we just have to batten down the hatches, be patient and wait. It's kind of annoying, but not exactly a huge deal. I would be obviously more bothered if they were saying, you know what, it's never coming to Europe. But obviously that's not what they've said. They just don't know when it's coming to Europe. It could be 2014, it could be 2015, we just don't know. Personally, I hope that it comes sooner rather than later, and that we do get it at some point within 2014. That would be okay, I think, but obviously we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with the release of the PS4, and obviously any initial problems that happen in the US are going to obviously have a knock-on effect on the launch in the EU. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do hit me with the thoughts and opinions down below, and I'll see you next time.